Hello and welcome back to the Bad Movie Reviews channel, hosted by none other than your fave rogue reviewers. Because we are a bit like that. That was terrible. Anyway, we are reviewing one of our most anticipated for the year, funnily enough.
Yes.
Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1, which is the 7th installment in the Mission Impossible franchise with Christopher McQuarrie at the helm, who has directed, I believe, every Mission Impossible from Rogue Nation, which is the 4th. So Fallout, and then this one. Also has written, Top Gun Maverick and Edge of Tomorrow, which are some great films. All, funnily enough, Tom Cruise. So I'm seeing a little bit of a convenience and pattern here, but in terms of plot, it's basically like every other Mission Impossible film at bare bones. I'm not going to go into too much detail.
Kind of in the title a little bit, just a bit.
Not really.
It's better.
It's all I'm going to say is the Mission Impossible team, Ethan Hunt, and the IMF team are basically tracking down a weapon before mass destruction, basically. But overall, what did you think of the film? I know we were both looking forward to this. We both love the franchise.
Love the franchise. And one thing I think they've done well, and I'm not sure if you agree with me or not, and happy for you to jump in here to agree or disagree.
Bigger, bolder, better, the triple Bs.
I actually wasn't going to say that, but that was my next point, was the bigger, bolder, better. But I feel like the series has nearly got better with every movie.
I agree.
Yeah.
I thought I think the first three, the first one, they're all really good films. But it really stepped up a notch with Ghost Protocol, and then it got better, in my opinion, with
acting, action, story, character development, a lot of things. There was a lot of good improvement throughout it all. And I do feel like that carried over to this one. I'm not sure if inherently I thought it was better than its predecessor, but it definitely did a lot of the 3Bs pretty well.
We should probably, I guess, add in that it is very hard to kind of review, similar to Across the Spider-Verse. It is very hard. It is very hard to review this film, in being so that it's almost not fully complete, really.
Yeah.
Like no spoilers or anything, but it is.
Is there an announcement on part 2 when that's?
Yeah, I think it's they're filming at the moment. It's just obviously because of the writer's strike. It was supposed to come out like next year, but who knows with the writer's strike? It might be delayed. But
I'd like to see.
It is hard to kind of look at it as a full film.
Correct. And I think I'll really enjoy doing that when we reflect on that in a year or two time or whatever that
the next
looks
one,
like.
yeah, for sure.
But this film was great, I have to say. One of the most enjoyable action films, like action series per se. Tom Cruise is a phenomenal actor.
Saved cinema.
He's, man, I know you've said it a few times, but king of blockbusters, and bloody hell, he's good in them.
Oh, you can tell. Like if you ever watch interviews with him or listen to him talk, like he just loves film.
His heart and soul and everything.
He loves just what he does, and it kind of when I hear you talk about something you're passionate about, when you're watching at home, when you hear someone talk about something they're passionate about, it kind of like oozes through you, and it just gets you excited.
Yep.
That's whenever I hear him talk about film, and he's just like, we did it for the fans. It makes me happy.
Yeah, look, very, very enjoyable film. Great action, some nice character development again, which I always appreciate when there's ongoing growth, and that kind of shows that side of realism too, which I think really elevated this film. The score, I don't know if I'm going to have any pattern to the kind of points I'm going to touch on, but I loved the score overall. Loved the obviously original reuse of the old soundtrack, but loved its new audio design that it brought to the film that I think, really made some of the scenes pretty epic, pretty tense at times, and that it just made it really enjoyable. It was very good sound design and very good score to support the film. Acting, I won't remember everyone's name, but I can't tell you if there was a bad actor, which is probably...
No, I thought everyone was...
Yeah, I thought everyone was pretty great. Grace or Hayley Atwell.
New addition, yep.
Yep, love her. I thought she acted fantastically throughout this whole film, and supported by everyone else that pretty much acted fantastically. I could list out a bunch of names, but I won't because I'm going to pronounce half of them wrong. So everyone was good. And any film for me with Simon Pegg in it gets a little bit extra points. So, loved it. It was beautiful to look at. It was well shot. There was some nice original action scenes again, which I always appreciate. And if you've seen the trailer, the iconic bike scene was just as cool as it looked. And then, add in a few extra parts of that, which made it humorous. Oh, yeah, I should say, other than the plot side of things, did have some nice humorous supporting moments that really that I don't know the way I'm going to word this, but it made
Give the film more heart.
it gave the film more heart. Yes, thank you. That was good. Yeah, gave the film more heart, but it wasn't like that kind of humor where they just throw it in there to kind of like just keep you a little bit engaged. It was actually like it fit well into the current scenario and the story and everything, and it did elevate this film.
It also makes the characters feel more human. Like realistically,
Correct.
like a lot of them, when you're dealing in this situation, a lot of them feel robotic in a sense. Like but
Brings it
then
back down to
It
earth.
brings it human and like humble. Yeah.
But look, I'll pretty much end it there. I love this film. It stood up to expectations. I can't wait to see where the next one kind of leads towards and what that looks like. Obviously, a year or two time, we'll have a look at that one. But yeah, just a bloody great time. What did you think of the film overall?
No, I had a great time. Obviously we've pretty much just gotten back and from seeing it, so this is a pretty fresh review. So I don't want to sit here and say it's, in my opinion, better than Rogue Nation or Fallout or any of the previous ones, but just because I allow time to settle with films, generally speaking, before I rank them, especially in a series. But I thought everything here was just fantastic in terms of the technical side of things. The cinematography, it is a beautiful film to look at.
Well
You
shot.
can't really you can't really see much VFX in there. Like it's almost done seamlessly. It is edited very well as well. It keeps it fast going. And then in terms of just the stunt and all that work, like the action set pieces were some of the best we've seen in the Mission franchise, which we have, we've gotten some pretty memorable action scenes amongst that, I wouldn't necessarily say that amongst them, but I'm more meaning like, big set pieces. Like the set pieces, they really show up here. So in terms of the technical side of things, and as you touched along, the score is really epic and it makes it thumps the whole movie long. It is a loud film. I please beg you to see it in the cinema. And not only the score, but the sound design is really good. Like I know we didn't review it, but we watched Extraction 2. And the weight behind all the sound, like when they're shooting a gun, when anything's happening, the weight behind the sound, it just gives that extra feel, really. In terms of everyone in front of the camera as well, obviously I just chatted about Tex, but Tom Cruise here, you get what you expect, which in by no means is a shot at him. It is nothing but the highest of remark. Like he comes and does it again, and he is quite literally saving cinema in a way, in my opinion, in terms of big budget action films. Hayley Atwell, as we touched on as well, Grace, she's a great addition to the cast, who plays, for instance, for anyone who doesn't know, Peggy Carter in the Marvel series.
Yep.
You've also got Pom Clementine. I may have butchered that. I do apologise. Who plays Paris, who, if you don't know, also, funnily enough, played in the Marvel franchise, played Mantis. The new additions there were really good, and they elevated the film.
I didn't put those two together. Sorry, weird sidetrack.
Baffled that you didn't. They really had like added an extra bit of excitement to the film in a way, and then obviously all the returning cast were really good, including Simon Pegg, Vanessa Kirby, Rebecca Ferguson's great, and Ving Rhames, who is also who plays Luther, was also great. So everyone here is good. Everyone behind the camera is even better. But I have no real complaints with this film. The only really one is, I know I gave editing props in terms of the way the film's shot and edited to keep that going. Similar complaint to John Wick 4, which is only minor and it didn't take away from the film. I do feel like it was a little bit too long. And that's only because I thought it was a bit jarring in the sense that when we do have these action scenes, you don't really get time to breathe amongst the 2 hours and 40 minutes. When there's an action scene, like it's not, 5 minutes of action. It's like a 40-minute action scene. And then there's 3 minutes of exposition.
It's fucking awesome.
3 minutes. Well, yeah, it's awesome. But then there's 3 minutes of exposition and dialogue.
Yeah.
It doesn't give you really much time to breathe, but then there's like lingering shots. I feel like if they nipped it even like 15, 20 minutes, I feel like it would have been a perfect movie. And it also kind of, when a film's over long and then it comes to the fact that there's going to be a second part to it, I just wonder how long the second part's going to be. To be honest,
Hopefully longer. Is my preference.
But no, I just felt like it's overstayed its welcome a little bit, which, to be honest, I feel like most 2 hour, 40-minute films probably do to some extent. It's very hard to make a film tight and feel very seamless at that length. That obviously the longer it gets, the harder it is to make it feel like it stays its welcome.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, I can
perfectly.
understand where you come from.
But no, I thought everyone here is fantastic. I mean, the biggest props I give to is Christopher McQuarrie. Keep making these films or keep making action films, whether it's Mission Impossible or not. He's fantastic in terms of the directing as well. So I've really, got no complaints. I'd want more of these. I don't know if it ends with part 2. The fact that there's part 1, part 2 makes me think it might be the end of the series. Tom Cruise is getting old, but if he still does this, then why not?
If I've learned anything from Indiana Jones, you can just keep going. That's all right.
Yeah, no, but not what Tom Cruise is doing. Indiana Jones is just punching Nazis and slow running. Whereas this is, riding a bike off a cliff in the Austrian countryside. It's
What a man.
it looked beautiful. What a man.
What a man.
I want to thank you, Tom Cruise, for saving cinema, saving me. Not literally, that was a bit weird. But yeah, other than that, if you have seen the film, comment below, let us know what you think, and subscribe, and we'll catch you next time.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.